blank, right? We can put a blank there. God is awesome. God is amazing. God is a healer. God is faithful. God is loving. God is nurturing. We can put anything in that blank there. So first, I want to give an honor to God. Next, I want to thank Apostle Williams and First Lady and everyone here at Unity for allowing me to share my testimony. And I also want to thank my mom, my sister, my niece who are here with me today. Who they always support me, always support me. So as I'm saying, I want to give an honor to God. It makes me think of my grandma, who, as I was growing up as a child, I would call my grandma, or either when I was in town with my grandma, she would say to me, I would call her about a problem. Grandma, this is going on in school. This is going on at home. And my grandma always said, well, did you pray about it? Well, did you talk to God about it? And I'm like, Grandma, I need immediate answers. You know, you told me to pray and talk to God about it. It's not going to help me right now. But, you know, later on, through experiences and through forming a deep relationship with Jesus Christ, I understand that God is immediate. God is immediate.
Come on now.
So that's just my introduction. I want to say thank you. Everybody can sit down. So Apostle Williams invited me here today to share my testimony with you. I've been dancing since, I'm 31 now. I've been dancing since the age of 4. I studied here in Woodbridge, Virginia, Princeton County. And then, of course, I studied other places as well, as you heard in my introduction. When I was very young, God told me to open my dance studio at 25 years old. I used to share that with people all the time. What are you going to do when you get older? I'm going to be a dancer. I'm going to open a dance studio. This is what I'm going to do. I've been dancing forever. So it just kind of made sense. But I knew at 25 I was supposed to open my dance studio. Time goes on. You get older. You start applying the job, you start making good money, the salary comes in, and you're looking at, you know, the people around you, and you say, I'm doing really good here, you know, with salary, and doing really good with benefits. And so that loud voice of God started to dim. And it wasn't God that was dimming his voice, it was me focusing on the other things that have come into my life, right? The things that I thought that I needed. By the age of 25, I got a job with the union, which is where I wanted to be because I felt like, you know, I'm in the fight, I'm helping people, I'm an activist, this is where I'm supposed to be, this is where God wants me. My mom was at another union before she retired, my dad, a retired Marine, so I'm like, this is in my blood, this is what I'm supposed to do. And of course, that voice kept getting dimmer and dimmer as more things started coming into my life. So as I started, as my focus started becoming less on God and more on things that I thought I needed, again, that voice started to dim more and more. At the age of 25, from the time I was in 6th grade, I had a lot of pain, you know, with my cycle. Didn't know why, just thought, you know, you're a girl, you're wrong, this is what happens. By the age of 25, I was diagnosed with endometriosis. Luckily, I worked for a union, I had a good job. I got a surgery, my surgery cost me $0, which I thank God for. I had to be put on a chemo shot called Lupron. That shot cost me $30-something, very cheap. The medication that I had to be on was 90-something cents, not even $1, thanks to my insurance. But the pain kept getting worse, right? The pain kept getting worse, and now God's voice started getting louder. I need you to open the studio. God, are you sure this is what you want me to do? Because I'm making this money over here. I'm making this good money over here. You sure this is what you want me to do? I want you to open the studio. God, are you sure? I've been diagnosed with endometriosis. So I need these benefits. You know, I need to be able, because I know what it's like. I know I'm going to have to live a life of surgeries and live a life of medication that could possibly, you know, keep getting worse because it deteriorates your body from the inside and your organs and things like that. So you start off with one issue and it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. Next thing you know, you have a whole slew of doctors. And I've always taught dance at different studios throughout DC, Maryland, and Virginia. When I was living in Florida, I taught there. When I was living in Virginia Beach, I taught in Virginia Beach. And I always loved to dance. God gave me the vision. I was very young to open my studio. God allowed me to be in a position where I could train my time very young. So at 4 years old, I started in a studio. And I stayed in the studio until I graduated. When I went to Virginia Beach, I was there just to drop a friend off to school for college. And we get down there and we go to the Wawa because I run out of gas. And she's like, oh, there's a dance studio next door. And I look over next door and there's a sign outside the studio that says now hiring. So I go over to the studio. I have my dance bag in my trunk. I'm a serious dancer. My dance bag stays in my trunk. So I have my dance bag in my trunk way down in Virginia Beach. And I go to the studio and I said, hi, I would like to apply for your dance instructor position. And they said, well, we've already interviewed 33 instructors. We're not looking to interview anybody else. Sorry. I said, ma'am, I have my dance bag in the trunk of my car. I have point shoes, tap shoes, hip hop, lyrical shoes. What do you want to see? I can show you anything. She said, well, we've already, ma'am, please, it's in my trunk. So she said, okay, I'm in the middle of class. You go get your dance bag. I want you to show me everything. Since you say you can do all these things, show me everything. I'll bring you into my advanced class. I'll let you work with the girls and I'll watch you for an hour. Cool, go get my dance bag, come back in. I do 20 minutes of tap, 20 minutes of point, 20 minutes of hip hop, 20 minutes of modern. Cool, I got my hour in, I'm out. So, I said, thank you for the opportunity with a bright smile on my face and, standing up straight and tall. And I leave. And, as I left, I said, Lord, please let me get this position. By the time I got to the stop sign at the bottom of the hill, she was calling me back and saying, I would like to offer you this position. When I moved back up here, same thing. At every studio that I applied to teach at, I got the position. There's not been a studio that I've gone to that has not said, yeah, we would like to give you an opportunity. And I've always gotten the money that I've asked for. Amen. And as I got older, I asked for more, and I asked for more, and I asked for more. And I've always gotten the money that I've asked for. So I thought, okay, good. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm teaching dance. Again, during the daytime, like I said before, I got a position with the union. I started being promoted. I started feeling good about what I was doing. We're fighting for this whole 15 and full-time movement that came from my department. But we had this strong fight, and I really felt empowered. Here it is, I'm fighting for minorities and for women and for immigrants and for people who don't have a voice for themselves. And it made me feel so good. And then I would leave work, that fight, and then I would go home and I would teach 4 hours a day in a dance studio. I would get home about 10 o'clock at night, get up, do it again the next day. About when I turned 25, a little bit after that, I was diagnosed with endometriosis. As I was teaching dance classes, I found it harder and harder to teach. It got to the point where I started sitting in class a lot often, still not really understanding my condition. I know that there was no cure for it, but I wasn't really understanding it. I wasn't understanding why my mobility had changed. And again, but I keep teaching. It gets to the point where I'm about 28 years old, and there are days where I cannot move. Every single solitary month, I was in the hospital for this chronic pain condition, because that's what endometriosis is a chronic pain condition. Every single month I was in the hospital for this pain condition, needing morphine in order for me to be able to walk back out. Half the time I could not walk into the hospital. I had to be carried into the hospital. So by the time I was 28, the pain days went from maybe 4 to 5 days in a month to about 10 days a month. Because I was living by myself, there were some times where I was laying in my own bodily fluid for days at a time. If you ask me what I mean by bodily fluid, all of them, for days at a time. And it got to the point where I could no longer take care of myself. And I'd call my mom and I'd say, hey, look, I gotta come home, because I can't take care of myself anymore. And of course my parents were like, well, go home then. And they never knew how bad it was, because when I would be in pain, I would of course call my mom, and Mom, I'm in pain. sit on the phone. She would sit on the phone with me for a while until I cried myself to sleep. But like I said, it got so bad at a point that I had to move on with my parents. I had my next surgery at 28 years old. I had an excision surgery. And after that surgery, you have to be still for weeks. That was one of the best things that happened to me because it allowed me to have quiet time with God. And in that quiet time, I refocused. I took my focus off of the things that I thought I wanted, right? The material things that I thought I wanted, the great job, the benefits to help me because I'm sick, the money that was behind it. And I'm still teaching dance, so I'm still getting my choreography out there. So those are the things, I thought I was happy. And I took my focus off of God. And when I took my focus off of God, of course, all of these things that I thought I wanted started to kind of crumble away, like deteriorate. And if you guys don't mind, I would like to show you guys an example, if you don't mind. I'll use these 3 young men right here. Hi guys, can I use you guys? Can you guys help me, please? Thank you. You can come too. Matter of fact, I'll use all 4. So in my mind, this is the example I see. You're gonna be money, okay? Cool, you money. All right. You're gonna be health. Okay? Strong and healthy. Give me a little muscle. All right, there we go. And you are going to be family. Okay? Family. There we go. All right, there we go. And you're going to be God. There we go. There we go. All right, there we go. You're going to be God. So, what I was doing was saying, okay, God, I need to keep track of these things here. If I have my back towards God because I'm trying to keep track of everything, I know God is there. I know God is there. I'm a believer. I've been baptized. I was raised in the church. Of course, my mom, my grandma, like I said, always, and my dad too, right? Always go to God, go to God, go to God. So I knew he was always there. But my focus, when I was a child, my focus was here because that's what I was taught. As I got older, through experiences, through material things, through listening to other people, it started to turn, right? This is what society was telling me I needed. This is what everybody was saying. This is what you need to survive. This is what you need to make it. Don't you want to be able to retire at 60 and live a life? Don't you want to be able to be healthy? Not like the girls that are in your support group and, their body's deteriorating and they're on all these medications or committing suicide. Don't you want to have a family? Don't you want to, all these don't you want to, right? Yeah, I do. You're right. I do want to. Why I am focused here, I have no clue what God is telling me. I can't hear God anymore. My focus has changed. After I had that surgery, when I was 28, a little bit later, my grandfather passed. In my mind, when he got sick, I thought, okay, the worst thing that could happen is my grandfather passing, right? My grandfather's like my baby. When I would go to North Carolina to visit, I would sleep in the bed with him. That was like, oh my gosh, I love my granddad so much. And so when he passed, I would have rather been with him, but God allowed me to usher him in through dance. I was actually at my church ministering when I saw my mom get a phone call and she get up and walked out. And it was then that I knew my grandfather was gone. And I immediately asked God for peace and understanding. By the time I walked outside to my mother, after I finished ministering, I walked outside to my mom, and she was there crying. By the time I got to her, God had already given me that. That was the first time in my life that I experienced me asking God for something immediately, because I knew I needed it immediately. So I sought him out. Although I was dancing, and through that walk outside of the church, I sought God out. Like the woman with the issue. I have Luke 8:48 on my back because of my condition as well, but I sought God out like that. Walking outside, it was like I was reaching for God. God, you got to give me something now. Immediately. Give me something now. You took the thing that I was afraid of the most, the thing that I was afraid of the most is happening. Give me something now. I'm not asking. I need something now. I am your child. You said whatever I ask for, you will give it to me. Give it to me now. Okay? God told me something that has been my comfort and my joy and my peace ever since. But getting back to this, with God doing that, with God allowing me to go through that without experiencing depression or going through, I don't even remember seriously crying. Like every now and then I think about it and a little tear shed. But I never went through anything serious like I thought I was. But I knew that was God, because I knew I asked God for that immediately, and He gave it to me immediately. So this was God showing me again how He works and how quickly He can work if I'm being faithful, right? Not being fearful, being faithful, right? Because me wanting these things made me afraid to do what God asked me to do, which was to open my studio. God, I can't because I want these things. God, I'm sick. God, I'm sick. I need you. I'm sick. I need this job. I can't leave this job because I'm sick. Well, I'm your healer. But God, if I leave and I open my studio, I'm not going to have the money I've been making. And I've accumulated some bills throughout this time. I've accumulated some bills. But I supply your needs. I supply your needs. But God, I want a family. I want a family. I want a husband. I want kids. I need to stay at this job because I need this insurance. I need these benefits so I can be healed, so that I can, prosper and I can get this family that I want. But I give you love. I give you comfort.
Yes.
And you don't know what I'm going to do for you in the future.
That's right.
So what I learned to do was, I learned to then do this. And I said, okay. All right, God, I'm focused on you. So now what do you want from me?
Yeah.
So what God did is said, let me turn you around here. And now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for you. Now I'm going to switch roles a little bit. You won't be me, okay? You're a little bit more handsome than I am, but you won't be me, okay? So now you're me, okay? And I'm God. And this is what God showed me. When I tell you guys to move, you move, okay? When I tell you to move, you move, okay? I'm God. I'm taking care of you, all right? Follow me. Get behind, quick, hurry up, get behind, quick. Follow me, get behind him quicker, stay closer, get closer. Follow me, get closer to him, get closer, stay behind him, get closer. Come on, follow me, get closer to him. You're not close enough, stay behind him, get closer to him, follow me, stop. Look, turn around. Everything you want is right there. Everything you wanted is right there. Instead of me turning around and saying, all right, everybody, follow me. Now go ahead. You try to get everybody to follow you. Go ahead. How in the world can you catch everything running around? How in the world can you focus on God and do the Lord? Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Thank y'all. So I learned that if I turn my focus to God, God will take care of everything behind it. And so, August of last year, I had to have another surgery. And because, pain's getting worse. And, before I had the surgery, what happened was, because I was so sick, I had to start calling my friends and asking my friends to teach classes for me in the afternoon. Now, I can go sit at a desk for 8 hours a day and take a little nap and get back up, maybe take 2 naps and get back up. But I could take a nap on my desk and, I could sit and work, but I could not get up and go teach dance classes. So then I start calling around my dancer friends, people that I teach with, can you go teach here for me? Can you go teach there for me? Can you go do this for me? And that's how Adorn, my company, got formed. It got formed through God forcing his hand. Now, I thank God, I absolutely thank God for forcing his hand, because there were other options. He could have said, you know what? If you're not going to do it, fine. You're out. I got somebody else to do it. And with my grandfather passing, what I learned is I'm not afraid of death. That's not what I'm afraid of. afraid of getting to heaven and God saying, well, why didn't you?
Come on now. Come on.
I gave you this vision when you were young. I put you in the position, I gave your parents what they needed for you to be able to take dance classes, for you to be able to travel, for you to be in these positions. I put you there. So why didn't you complete your assignment?
Yeah.
Well, God, the benefits. No. Why didn't you complete your assignment? That's what I was afraid of. That is my worst fear to this day. I tell my mom all the time, listen, when it's my time, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready. All this craziness going on, I'm ready to go whenever it's my time. But not a second before I have completed everything God wants me to do.
That's right.
And with that, like I said, I had God forced his hand, and I formed my company that way through hiring dance instructors and having them go out and teach classes. And then I said, okay, this is really good. I'm sitting at work making money. I'm sitting at work making money, but I'm making money, through another avenue too. I'm here and I got other people teaching classes for me while I'm sitting at work. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call other locations. I'm gonna see if we can get more vendors. I'm gonna see if other people would like to start a dance program at their school, at their church, at their we're at private schools now, we're at gyms, businesses, things like that. I wonder if other people are interested in doing that. So I'm calling around and I'm presenting our company to them. Oh, sure, we're interested. Okay, now I'm calling this teacher. Hey, can you teach here? Still me not doing it. Can you do this? Can you do that? Okay, great. Okay, we have a company, money's coming in. This is awesome. But I'm satisfying God, right? I'm appeasing God. God, I started my company. This is what you said you want me to do. That's not what I told you to do. That's not what I told you to do. You trying to cheat your way around and you can't cheat God.
Come on now.
Cannot cheat God.
Come on.
Pain gets worse. August of last year, I was diagnosed with adenomyosis, which is another form of endometriosis. But this one is vascular. So here it is. Okay, now you have two conditions that are uncurable. All right, let's keep it moving. And like I said, the pain just kept getting worse and worse and worse, to the point where now, like I said, from the time I was 25 up until this point, August, I've been in the hospital every single month for pain, and I had to have at least morphine to get out. Up until, as of August of last year, I had to have a cocktail of morphine, Toradol, and fentanyl, just to be able to walk out of the hospital. If I did not have all three, I wasn't going anywhere. That's how bad my condition got. Now, unfortunately, because of the people, who have opioid conditions, addictions to opioid, it started becoming harder and harder for me to get medication, which other women in my support group had experienced. And with them experiencing this and the hospital sending them home, they were committing suicide because the pain had gotten that bad. This was a thing in my community. And every week you're saying, rest in peace, somebody else from our support group. And I'm like, what is going on? But the hospital started denying pain medication. But I understood because I was there. I understood. I remember the December before, we were on vacation with my family, and pain got bad. A flare came on. They're called flares. A flare came on, and my mom. We're trying everything. I mean, we're taking the oxys. I'm doing everything I can, and still nothing's happening. To the point, I'm like, Mom, run a hot bath of water and just put me in it. Maybe that'll help, because the heating pads weren't working, and all of my heating pads, the covers are off, completely off. I put the heating pad directly onto my body. So nothing was working. My mom was, she can tell you, my mom was boiling hot water on the stove and coming and putting it in the tub on me. And that was not even working. I had a tub full of boiling water on my body, and that still wasn't enough. We had to get up, and they took me to the hospital. But so my condition had gotten that bad by August of last year. I had another surgery. After that surgery, about 2 days after that surgery, my life truly changed. I got progressively worse. And I thought I was the worst that I could get. I was sick, so sick that I was going to the hospital every day. And this was literally 2 days after the surgery. My sister was calling me constantly. She said, hey, I was trying to see if you wanted something to eat. Hey, I was trying to see if you were up. Did you take your medication? I know she was calling me to make sure I was okay, but she was masking it as something else. At this time, I was on 11 different medicines a day. My mom had created an Excel spreadsheet for me. So I knew what medicine to take at what time, and I carried this paper around with me. I didn't move much. I was kind of now living in the family room in my parents' house, but I couldn't move much at all. My bishop came and visited me. People would come and visit and barely, sit up on the air mattress that I was sleeping on, and just going from the air mattress to the bathroom, and that was about all I could do. Till one day my sister comes home, and I can't move my body. I can't move anything but my mouth. And so I asked my sister to call my mom, because I'm like, something's really wrong. I can't move anything. My sister goes to call my mom, and I realized everything is tingling, and I thought that was it. I literally thought that was it. So I asked her to call 911. I get to the hospital, and they're saying, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. They're trying different things, and nothing is working. That night, I'm sitting in the hospital bed, and I was sleeping because the medicine makes you sleepy. I look up, I open my eyes, I look over at my mom, who I don't see cry, I don't see in pain. And my mom had her hands in her head. My mom had her hands on her head. Thank you so much. And she was tapping her feet on the ground like this, just so fast. And she didn't know I was awake. And then I heard her sniff. And I said, okay, God, this is it. Can't do it anymore. Can't do it to my family anymore. Can't do it to me anymore. If this is all you have for me, let me know. If this is it, let me know. I get home that day. I call my parents into my room, and I asked them to let me go. And when they told me no, I thought they were so selfish. I'm like, how in the world? You don't see the pain I'm going through. I've been going through this pain now for years. How in the world can you not let me go? How can you be so selfish to make me endure this? And God doesn't have anything else for me. Because I go through this every month. The vision that I had, I must have been wrong. I must have been hearing something else. It couldn't have been God. Because if God wanted me to be this choreographer, to be this dancer, why in the world can't I move my body? Why is he taking the activity of my limbs away from me? And now he's taking the right of my mind away from me. Because I can't think about anything else than death, than leaving here. God, I'm ready. God, I am ready. I've tried my hardest. I'm ready for you. And I'm not saying this why. God, why do you say that? Well, my parents told me no, of course. And at the time I thought they were so selfish. But I wasn't remembering all of the times I woke up. The pain would get bad out of nowhere. Flares would come out of nowhere. I would literally go downstairs for a glass of water, a flare would come on, and that's where I was for the next 5, 6, 7 hours, laying in that same spot on the floor. I wasn't thinking about the many times that I woke up at nighttime, there was a pillow under my head, a blanket over me, and my dad would be laying on the kitchen floor with me. Or the times that my mom would be, I would wake up and my mom's rubbing my back and praying over me because I've been in so much pain that I cried till I passed out. And so, all the times my sister was bringing me stuff, can I connect? Do you need this? Do you need that? I mean, constantly. These were my caretakers. And I'm like, how selfish are they, right? So when they leave the room for the night, I go back to God and I'm like, God, what do we do now? I'm again at this point where I was a few years ago when my grandfather passed. I'm seeking you out. It's just me and you. I can't leave. My parents didn't give me permission, and they brought me here. So I can't leave. So what do I do now? What do you want from me? I am willing to do whatever it is you want me to do. Matter of fact, I'm getting out of the driver's seat. And I'm getting in the passenger seat. You drive. I can't do this anymore. I'm giving up. I can't let go of my life, but I'm giving up. Anything that happens from here on out is on you. And I'm talking to God. I'm talking to God like this, like, okay, well, you know what? It's on you now. I'm done. I'm upset. I'm done. Fine. You take the car keys. You know, think about it as husband and wife, right? We're bride of Christ, right? Think about it. You take the keys now. You know where we're going. You take the keys. I'm getting out. Let me out of the car. I'm getting in the passenger seat. You drive. If we end up at the right place, it's on you. If we end up in the wrong place, it's on you. This is where my mind was now, but I'm done. I'm not leading anything else. Done. Okay? That's literally how I felt. And so, the next day, the very, very next day, and I'm yelling. I'm at the top of my lungs, yelling at God. I didn't realize my dad was home. My dad ran out and said, "Sweetheart, what's wrong? What are you yelling at? What's going on?" I'm like, "I'm just yelling at God, Dad," you know. but I believed in, but through that, I formed a relationship with God. Not just this is somebody that I pray to, not this is just somebody that, you know, I see as some like idol, or, you know, someone I see in heaven that I'm you know, fearful of and obedient to, and I know he sits high and looks low, and that was not the God that I was speaking to anymore. I had formed a relationship with God. This was the most prized relationship in my life at this point. That's who I talked to first when I woke up. Okay, God, what are we doing now? What are we going to do today? Before I talk to anybody else, me, meditating has become the most awesome thing in the world to me now. But I seek out God every single day. I love it being quiet now because I love to just hear from God. I seek out God as soon as I wake up. That's the first thing I do. And that's become the most important relationship I have. And because of my experiences, because of things that God has shown me in the past, nobody can tell me any different. Nobody at this point. I'm ready to fight for my relationship. I'm ready to fight for my relationship at this point. So, you know, I'm doing all this back and forth with God. God, why do you have me here still? Why did you give me this vision? Why did you give me this talent? Why did you tell me to do these things if this is what you're doing? If this is what's happening to me? And I'm hearing God say, why are you asking me? You still haven't done what I told you to do. What do you need that body for if you're not going to do with it what I created that body to do? What do you need it for? To walk around here? You're not here for you. And now I tell my dancers, if you think you're on this earth for yourself, you are selfish, and it's going to be the hardest lesson for you to learn. You are not here for you. You are not here for you. You are here to be a vessel of God. You are here to finish and complete your assignment. Have fun while you're here on earth, but you are here on assignment. You are here on assignment. I tell my kids the most important thing for you to do is figure out your assignment first.